This should finally answer the question I know you've all been arguing about. What is better on snow, Audi Quattro or BMW X-Drive? As this is tyre reviews, we are testing this more properly than hopefully has ever been done before. Why? Well, firstly, we have the best of the best from the two German marques. We have the Audi RS4 Advant and the BMW M3 Touring X-Drive. The Audi has 450 brake horsepower and the BMW does have a power advantage at 510 brake horsepower, but as we're on snow, I'm not sure that's going to count for a lot. What might count for a lot is the fact the Audi is around 130 kilos lighter. That's quite a weight saving, although both these cars are still very heavy. Secondly, I'm at Pirelli's epic proving ground in the north of Sweden, which means the surfaces we're going to be testing on will be consistent, they'll be groomed. It's what we use for tyre testing. There is no better place in the world to be testing these sorts of vehicles to find out the small differences between their all-wheel drive system. And thirdly, and obviously most importantly, both cars are fitted with exactly the same size of the excellent Pirelli P Zero Winter ultra-high performance winter tyre, which is a really fun ultra-high performance winter tyre and should have excellent grip in these conditions. So it'll really let me play with both of these cars to the absolute limit. As always, we'll be doing snow acceleration and braking, ice traction and snow handling to give you a complete overview and finally put to bed which of these systems is best. Is it the Quattro? Is it the X-Drive? Let's find out. Snow acceleration. Now this is probably going to be the most important test, although we're doing lots, and I am here lined up on Pirelli's massive, very flat, very even snow flat. And we are testing this like tyre testing, so we're going to do multiple runs with systems on and off. I mean, if you've seen these before, you know the score, and if you haven't, subscribe. There's some good ones in the past and some good ones in the future. But right now, we're going to do 3 or 4 runs with all the systems on, gearbox in auto. Then we might do sport, depending on how the surface is holding up. And then we'll go to all systems off. And this should give us a good idea of whether X-Drive or Quattro is better. Now, I did say in the intro, the BMW is quite a lot heavier. It's meant to be 120, 130 kilos heavier. But I did put both these on the scales. And surprise, surprise, the BMW is just a little bit over with the full tank of fuel. But the Audi's quite a lot over what it's meant to be, and that means it's only 30 kilos behind the BMW, and being down on power, I think the second phase, as we pick up speed, is going to really bring advantage to the BMW. I mean, who knows? But the first phase is all about grip, and that's delivered by the tyres, which are identical, so then it's down to the all-wheel drive systems. But anyway, let's get on with this. 3, 2, 1, go. Audi has the slight jump. Oh, that's neck and neck. He's getting away, no! Wow. Well, that was one to the Audi, and I don't even think he got a jump start. Good work, Audi. In the interest of fairness, as we always do, we swap sides, just in case one side has a slight grip advantage. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I got the jump there. And now I'm flying away. That is 1-1. Okay, round 3. Apparently, he didn't hear me say go, and that's why he was slow off the line. But I'm calling that one a win for the BMW. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Ah! He's got the second phase again. Had too much slip. Well, it seems like the cars are very close, but it seems like lane might be the difference. Okay, round 4 with systems on. It's going to be the last one. It's 2 to the Audi, 1 to the BMW. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I got the jump again, but it's quite clear this side has a bit more grip. Okay, we are now doing traction control. The Audi's in Sport and this is in MGM. You do have variable traction control in this, but only with DSC off. You don't actually have any control in MGM, at least what I can find. So again, we're still in auto, in MGM mode. Let's see, it should allow a bit more slip. And we're on fresh snow. 3, 2, 1, go. You got the slight jump on me. Oh, just, yeah. Good work, Audi. That's not even close. Well, MGM, Sport. Sport's better, but I got quite a lot of slip at the start. 3, 2, 1, go. It's Its reactions are slow. The Audi's... Well, the Audi is definitely quicker with MGM on. It was quicker in both lanes, and that is a surprise considering it's almost as heavy and has less power. Maybe Quattro is better than X-Drive. Well, the Audi clearly does seem to be a little bit better with the systems on, but now I think this is the most important one, and not because I'm bitter because the BMW is losing. Everything off, so this is no systems, just put your foot down and launch. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that is very close now. That is neck and neck. Now that is a race. That was pretty much identical. Wow. Well, that was close. So we swapped sides and we're running again, as we were always going to. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, he's a little bit quicker, you know? Oh. I'm gonna rerun that because that's a lot of fun. 3, 2, 1, go. That's about as even as, oh, I didn't change gear. That was on me. Wow, that was dumb. I think that was pretty even, but I lost that. One thing I do really appreciate about the BMW is if you put it in manual, it holds the gear, whereas the Audi still changes gear for you even in manual and ESC off. However, that did mess up the last run, so we're doing that exact run again. We're wiping that, although that was very close off the start. 3, 2, 1, go. Has to happen at least once. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's brilliant. It happened last time with the Tesla as well versus the RS4, which is a great video. Go watch it. Okay, you're in forward. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, the Audi got the start, but now I came back. So that's another draw. That was so close. Okay, this is it, the deciding, I'm calling it the deciding match. I'm sure you'll have your own opinion in the comments about which is better, but I think with systems off, it's been very, very close. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, he got off the line. Just another one to the Audi. So, I think it's fair to say, sadly, on balance, that Audi's a rocket. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some proper traction and braking testing with the systems on, systems off, everything like that, just to really dial it in as a tyre test, and then we get some really accurate numbers. But yeah, good work Audi on that one. Right, so hopefully the BMW can win some points back on ice, although as with previous videos, you'll know ice is extremely, extremely difficult to get consistent results, so we're just gonna roll. Firstly with systems on, then maybe with systems off, but that's wheel spin galore. Are you ready? All systems on. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, neck and neck. I'm crabbing slightly. Oh, he just gets it because I was sliding around. Well, considering these Pirelli P Zero Winters are an ultra high performance winter tyre, that's a lot of traction for ice. Well, that was so close. Obviously, we're going for a round 2. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, my system's just cut power a little bit too much. Good job, Audi, again. The Audi is now in sport mode and I am in MDM, whatever MDM actually means. I never really thought about that. Anyway, ready, sport mode. 3, 2, 1, go. See, MDM is still controlling the slip a lot more than Audi in sport mode, which gives me quite a clear advantage. One for the BMW there. Okay, round 2 in MGM/sport mode, and I should probably be in first gear. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, the Audi just spins up its wheel. MGM is still pulsing the traction control, which is a big advantage on ice. So, good job, MGM. Perhaps it'll be less fun in handling, but let's try with systems off. Okay, so now we've turned everything off, which means we're probably going to crash into each other. You know what, I'm going to stick this in manual so it doesn't spin up to 4th gear at 10 miles an hour. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, he's just mashing the accelerator. We're just slip sliding around. That was a different, I mean, BMW won, but that was different in launches. I was feathering the throttle and he was just flat to the floor and spinning, which I don't think tells us a huge amount, so we will correct that. Another attempt at traction off on ice. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah, the Audi's got that. Yeah, I've just span up again. I think I might have to concede. 1, the Audi is performing better overall, but 2, he's a better driver than I am. Or at least a better launcher. Final time, systems off. Let's see if I can do the BMW justice. 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, I got a launch. Oh no, I span too much changing gear. BMW got, whoa, that's sliding. Iceman. Oh, what a ride. Okay, so I still think, I mean, traction control off on ice is more about driver than all drive systems. So the Audi is probably still ahead overall, but let's go and do handling, because I think that's where the ultimate driving machine should claw some back. Snow handling. Can my beloved M3 win any points back? Well, let me tell you, it is very, very good. As you can hear, you can put so much power down with the all-wheel drive system. On these Pirelli Performance Winter tyres, you absolutely launch out the corners and you just arrive at the next corner like at warp speed. You really do have to adjust your brain. I've spent a lot of time in a two-wheel drive vehicle driving around this circuit, and honestly, once you're in all-wheel drive, it's just a different game. As for the handling, as for the X-Drive, now this is where it gets interesting. It very much feels like, I believe the distribution is 60-40 rear positive, and the weight distribution is nearly 50-50, so it should be the perfect driving machine for snow handling. But it kind of feels like BMW have thought, you know what, we're famous for rear-wheel drive vehicles, so we're going to make X-Drive feel very rear-wheel drive, and that is fun. As you get into the corner, as you tip in, you can get on the power, and this engine's got a lot of torque, probably too much torque for snow, and the lightest tickle of the throttle, the rear is coming round. Once you're sliding, you do have to work quite hard to keep the slide going where you want. I feel myself really sort of soaring at the wheel. I'm working the throttle. I'm trying to get the back end to step out, and I'm trying to get the back end, the front in sync, which doesn't always line up, which it's a surprise because I thought this thing would be absolute perfection, but you do have to work just a little bit harder than you perhaps ideally would want to. But I'm not saying it's bad. It's very, 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 very good and very fast. And even when talking to you, I've just done a 1 minute 18 lap, which is pretty fast around here. We'll see how that compares to the Audi in a minute. Other things this car can do, obviously it can do rear-wheel drive mode, and that's just a lot of fun and a lot more manageable, but there'll be another video comparing rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive in snow, so subscribe for that. And four-wheel drive sport is meant to give you a little bit more on the rear axle. But honestly, on snow, on this level of grip, it's very low mu. You don't really notice it a huge amount, but it is there. As for systems on, I always do laps with systems on. It was slower with the systems on, but it was actually a good experience. It's possibly the first time I've ever done a lap in a car on snow and thought systems hadn't completely ruined it. Obviously, they don't let you get sideways. Everything's neat and tidy. but they're not really overly intrusive like a lot of systems are. So amazing good job on system programming there, BMW. And finally, there is MDM Sport. Let me tell you, let me just put that on now. MDM Sport. It still lets you get, look, this is MDM Sport. I am still drifting quite heavily, and then it just catches you at high yaw angles. So it lets you have quite a lot of fun, which I think it might be a little bit too much actually. It's a little bit too racy on this snow, but I think on track and maybe the road, if you're a bit of a hooligan, appreciate the extra flexibility of MDM Sport gets you over the older systems. Oh, there you go, it's just cut the front axle power and tab some brakes and give me understeer. Will actually be quite appreciated. So all in all, to summarize, the BMW M3 Touring X-Drive on snow, it's very fast, it's very fun, it feels quite rear bias, but you have to spend quite a lot of your time managing the slide. You're sort of yawing at the wheels, your foot's working quite quickly, you can't telepathically point and shoot in the corners, especially this long one. Let's click this off and let's get a bit of yaw. Oh no, come on, see, now that was understeer, now understeer, now I'm back to understeer. We've just got to commit on the throttle. Now I'm getting high yaw. There's a lot to manage, but it's freaking awesome. Good job, BMW. The RS4. There are a lot of things the BMW does better, bear with me. The driving position in the Audi, I can't sit as low as I can in the BMW, and I really value how low I can get in the BMW. The brake pedal feel, we're on the carbon ceramics. I'm not sure if it's because it's pretty cold out here, but the brake pedal, you just don't have any feel through it. It just, you brake and you're like, am I braking? Then ABS is crunching away. It's not a nice experience, and you don't feel like you can fully rely on it, even though once you're braking, the brakes are actually good, it's just bad feedback. And the gearbox, it doesn't hold a gear. If you hit into the limiter at full throttle, it's going to change gear for you, even in manual, which I do not appreciate Audi. The BMW just absolutely bangs into the limiter and sits there, which is how it should be in manual mode. However, Quattro is beautiful. You can launch out the corners like you can with the BMW. You can tip it in the corners like you can with the BMW. But where it's different is once you're on power, it's almost telepathic combination of throttle and steering. You really don't need to think about what you're doing. You can just press it, the rear comes around slightly, then you can almost control the entire corner with just the throttle, which you couldn't in the BMW, because I was just soaring away in the BMW. But the Audi, this long corner, I can come out and I can just absolutely, it's almost no steering there, whereas the BMW, I was going slower and I was yawing away. And the other highlight of this Audi, and it's something that's very important on these surfaces, the steering. I didn't speak badly of the BMW steering when I was driving it, but I have driven these cars a lot over the past week for multiple tests. And whenever you get in the Audi, you just notice you can actually feel what's going on in the steering. And the other thing the Audi doesn't do is the G Series, it has this weird elastic feel in the steering where you're kind of, when you need to do a quick correction mid-corner when you're sliding and doing this, the feedback, it feels like a sim racer gone wrong. It kind of gives you no resistance, then too much resistance, and then the wrong amount of resistance, and it's not very intuitive, whereas this Audi, if you've watched my videos previously, you'll know, and you'll have called me if you're a regular viewer, an absolute BMW fanboy, and that's true. I own 2 M3s, I've had multiple M3s in my life. I think they're fabulous cars. But on snow, it's the Audi. It's the Audi. A few people have tested this and a few people have agreed with me. They had high hopes for the BMW, and once they'd driven both a number of times, they just wanted to be back in the Audi. The Quattro system just feels a little bit more grown up, a little bit more mature, a little bit more predictable, and with the slightly better steering, it's just a slightly better package. As for the time, well, of course, the time is exactly the same while I've been talking to you, but what I'll do is after this, I'll go do some proper tyre testing laps where I'm not talking and concentrating solely on driving and find out exactly which is faster. But the last thing, systems on. Now with traction control all on, the Audi was slightly worse. It was a little bit more in the way, and it did that thing that you'll have probably noticed if you've driven fast cars on low mu surfaces with low levels of grip and traction control on. When you tip in, sometimes it just starts grabbing random brakes and really ruins your day, which the BM didn't do. But with the Audi systems in Sport, once again, it does allow hooligan levels of slip, but it's just grabbing brakes a little bit earlier than the BMW, which is a little bit frustrating. But this video is about X-Drive versus Quattro, and in handling, once again, I have to say, it's Quattro by the smallest margins. Amazing job, Audi. As promised, I did some more laps concentrating on slow handling after the course had been groomed for both vehicles, and surprisingly, I was exactly the same time for both these vehicles. As this isn't really a good conclusion for me, I got two other professional test drivers to test these on different circuits. So each driver had their own circuit with its own characteristics. You're not going to believe the results. One of the drivers was 0.3 quicker in the Audi, the other driver was 0.3 quicker in the BMW. So that means on average, 3 drivers, 3 different circuits, they're exactly the same time. How incredibly close is that? However, both the drivers said exactly the same as I said. That is, they were really excited to try the BMW. They looked at the cars, they knew this was coming, they were like, this BMW is going to be awesome. And after a little bit of driving in both, no one thought the BMW was bad. Everyone thought this was an amazing machine. But on snow, at the limit, partly due to the BMW's steering and partly due to the way the X-Drive system really likes to play the rear, the Audi was just more predictable. It felt more mature, more telepathic. I know I used that word before, but you can just steer the car with small inputs on the steering, small inputs on the throttle. It's not like the BMW where you're soaring away and you're stabbing away. It just felt a little bit more grown up. But that's on snow. I'd love to test these both in the dry and wet, because I think in the dry, the advantage would swing back to the BMW, especially in all-wheel drive sport. But both these cars are incredible machines. The fact this is probably 3 years older than the BMW in terms of technology in it just goes to show what an amazing job Audi does with the Quattro system, even with 3 years older technology. But both cars are fabulous. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Once again, a huge thank you to Pirelli for lending me their epic proving ground and providing their excellent P Zero Winters. I have actually completed a test recently with the P Zero Winter 2, and let me tell you, it's a huge step on in snow performance. So watch out for that one in test. My test might already be published. I don't know the results because I've only done the snow, but I'd imagine it's going to be a very good tyre, as is their new all-season tyre, the SF3. Any questions, please ask below. Let me know your own thoughts and experiences on this, and as always, safe motoring.